What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of the Bonus Point podcast. Once again, I'm your host, TJ Olson. Just before we jump in, I wanted to thank our sponsors. First up, Whalebird Kombucha. If you're looking for a healthy beverage that tastes amazing and also helps with your digestion, energy, mental clarity, go grab one at your local Whole Foods, Air One, or any other health food stores. Also, a big thank you to F45 Culver City. Go check them out on the corner of Sepulveda Boulevard and Washington Place in Culver City in LA. Get an amazing workout in just under 45 minutes. I've been getting a lot of requests to have an American guest on the show, and one of the reasons I started this podcast in the first place was to promote rugby in the United States. So I'm super excited to have our next guest on the show today. I left LA for the week, so I'm currently quarantining in the central coast of California, and funnily enough, I met our guest about 15 minutes down the road from here. He's a man I've been watching grow a lot over the past 5 years, and super proud of how he's been doing in the Major League Rugby competition so far. Please welcome San Diego Legion player and my guest at this time, Nathan Sylvia. What's going on, Nate? How are you?
Nothing much. Thanks for having me, TJ. Really excited.
No worries. It's finally good to hear from you. So you've been isolating in Nashville. How has that been? What have you been doing to kind of keep up with everything?
I've been quarantined out of Nashville with my girlfriend. Just been hanging out, applying for jobs, trying to keep busy, trying not to go crazy. So it's been good.
I've been seeing a lot of people doing kind of the home workout trends. Have you got weights in at home, or what have you been doing to kind of stay fit at this time?
Yeah, so we've been doing some interval training. We've been borrowing weights from the gym that's closed at the apartment complex, and just going out to the park and doing some stuff a couple times a week. So we've been keeping in shape.
That's been something I've been seeing quite lately, is a lot of gyms just to keep up with the times, or just being generous. They'll just either give their weights out or rent them out at really cheap prices. I think that's really good that they're kind of, at the moment, obviously they're struggling, but they're still looking to help out. It's pretty wicked. I like that. So today we'll just kind of have a chat just about you, and obviously being the first American guest, we're going to be firing a lot of kind of American questions at you, because I want our listeners, especially from overseas, obviously New Zealand, Australia, Europe, wherever they are, kind of get a good insight into American rugby, because that's a question I get a lot. But first we'll kind of ask, where did you kind of start playing rugby? When and where?
So I actually didn't start playing rugby until I was 19. High school, did football and wrestling. And then came to college and tried to walk on the football team at our American football team at the college, and didn't make the team. And I came home after that tryout, and I was like, dang, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to play any sports anymore. Just intramurals or whatever. But I was talking to my dad, and he's like, you should play rugby. And I was like, I don't even know what rugby is. What is that? And he's like, and he told me a funny story where when he was going to medical school, he was, approached by some of his classmates, like, oh yeah, come out for the college rugby team, be super fun, be really good at it. My dad's like a pretty stocky guy. And so he comes home to my mom, and they're just been recently married. And he's like, hey, I'm going to play rugby at the school. And then fortunately, I was just born. So he had a less than 1-year-old son. And she's like, no, you're not. You have a, baby to take care of. And so he never got to play. But he's like, oh, you got to play for me. Like, I would have loved to play. Like, just try it out. I know you'll love it. So
I think especially your first year of rugby, if you've got a kid, it's pretty much a massive no, because every first year rugby player, every senior player is just pretty much just trying to get you drunk the whole time, or is just trying to just haze the crap out of you. So yeah, I can totally see your mum had the right hat on.
She was like, nope, not a chance. So he kind of planted the seed, and came back the next school year and just tried it out and kind of fell in love instantly.
What position did your dad play?
He actually never got to play, but they told him
he never got to play at all.
He'd be hooker. So
the stockiest dude. Yeah, he is. Yeah. That's when I first met him. I was sitting there going, yeah, he'd be like the perfect hooker right now. It'd be awesome. Well, that's awesome. Well, that seems to be kind of the trend. Is a lot of people kind of not really even think about rugby, and then kind of just fall into it either as a second resort or something they'll be told about at college. Do you feel like that's kind of something that needs to be changed? There needs to be more kind of knowledge that's brought out about rugby in the US?
I do, and I think it's at least in San Diego, It's actually getting a lot better. I mean, a lot of the high schools and stuff, and actually most high schools have club teams now, so that they get to play. And then there's a ton of clubs in San Diego, so a lot of youth. It's growing on the youth as well. So I think it's getting a lot more popular, which is really good to see.
And we were talking before about how you're doing a little bit of coaching down in San Diego with a high school team and a club team as well. How do you think they're kind of adapting now that they're getting to it a little bit younger? They're kind of growing their kind of fundamentals and that kind of stuff.
I mean, it's obviously really good. I think kind of like these players going off to college and playing, like the standard's just going to get better. I mean, it's kind of before, at least when I was going to school, it kind of seemed like you just get a bunch of guys who never played rugby before and kind of figure out who can hit the other and who can't.
Yeah.
But now it's like these guys actually played for a couple of years. They can go and kind of already make it a immediate impact, which is really cool.
No, that's good. Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously, with your first little taste at Cal Poly, in terms of kind of collegiate US programs, from your point of view, when you played with them, and obviously getting to play the likes of Cal, BYU, those kind of guys, how do you see that Cal Poly kind of stacks up in the US kind of ranking?
I think Cal Poly is probably. I mean, there's obviously the top schools like Cal, St. Mary's, BYU, but I think Cal Poly is kind of like just like termed more like a good like mid-tier team. It's going to be hard to beat. I mean, I know from from playing them, it's going to be hard to beat the St. Mary's and the Cals, but Cal Poly is also a very good side. Besides like those top schools, we usually did or do currently really well against most teams in the D1A. So yeah, it's a really good school to play with, and I think also it was a really good level to start learning at, because if you play like high school, the level who knows what kind of coach you're gonna get, or you play like maybe like a smaller, playing like a smaller like men's club, don't know what kind of coaching, but it's really good to come in Cal Poly, get some really good coaching right off the bat, and I think it really helped my development.
Yeah, I think it's especially with St. Mary's and Cal and those kind of places, you really can't beat. I think it was just some guy spitting a rumor, but someone was telling me they were pumping like almost $1 million into their program over a couple of years or something like that. And it's when you've got a college that is kind of looking to fund it self-made by all the students, it's pretty difficult to kind of compete with that. But every game that we went and played Cal, we at least gave them a good run for their money, and so it was good fun.
It was always a physical match against Cal and St. Mary's. Yeah,
mate, they were the best games to watch. They were awesome. It was good. And you said about coaching is in regards to James Tesserera, the current coach, obviously your coach at Cal Poly when you were there. With his style of coaching, obviously being from overseas, how do you think that helps comparatively to some American coaches that you've had?
I think James, he just bringing in that like the outside perspective. I just kind of feel like, a lot of the American coaches, they'll kind of know the basics, and also I don't know, like they'll know at least the standard coach will know like the basics and kind of do a lot of contact and like really emphasize the contact. For James, like, okay, we need to like do like, technique and contact. We don't need to kill ourselves, every training, doing a bunch of stuff, which I thought was really cool. And also just like the set pieces and like the backs moves and whatnot. Like you're not going to get some of that stuff with the other coaches. So it was really good.
It's true. I think with American coaching, it has, for me personally, I've seen it's gotten a lot better over the years with a lot of different tools. Like they have overseas guests come over and give seminars, and they've got the other things like the rugby coaching platforms. I think a lot of American coaches, instead of sitting there and going, hey, I'm just going to give this a go and not really do any research, they're getting those tools and they're listening to other people, and I think it's really growing in America, which is awesome. But
it's definitely. Yeah, definitely growing a lot, and it's definitely gotten a lot better over the past couple of years.
Yeah, that's good. So obviously you've gone and played at Poly. You were always playing prop? Was that it, or did you ever play any other positions?
So actually, my first year playing, I actually played lock.
Oh, really?
Needed, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is. Well, I played prop for like third and second grade. But when I got up to first grade, we kind of already had some good props, and we needed someone who could just push. So they put me in at lock. It was not a jumping option, even though I definitely taped up a couple times for games just to pretend that I
You were
could
just
be jumper.
always ready to go, to be lifted in the air.
I was a lifting lock.
Hey, that's good, man. At least you always had your tape on, just in case 3 other people went down. You could throw someone in the air.
Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, first year I played lock. Which was funny.
And obviously, your preferred position is probably prop. You don't like playing lock.
Yeah, preferred is prop. All of college and men's club, and first year at Legion I played tight head, and then these past 2 seasons I switched over to loose head. So.
Do you prefer a side, tight head, loose head? Which one do you prefer?
Or
you're not really fussed.
Yeah, not really fussed. I'll play wherever I can get on the pitch. Yeah.
Well, bloody should put you in at fly half. See how we go.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that.
And during your time, I remember you went over to go play a stint over in Australia, went and played for the Tamworth Pirates. Do you think that kind of overseas stint really did wonders for your development, or gave you a good insight into other styles of rugby?
Yeah, definitely more physicality. That was my first jump up to men's rugby from college. So definitely good to see that kind of that men's style play. And yeah, also it was just I don't know. I it was a lot of fun, that trip. It was a good time. I think you meet the true blue Aussies out in the country. So
yeah, I think that's the good thing is when obviously I lived in Australia and I did a little bit of both, lived all over. But when I moved to the city, I think that's kind of a factor that I was missing a little bit, was kind of that authenticity and that kind of just don't give a crap. I'm just going to go get drunk on a Tuesday, or just go just slam 3 meat pies or something like that. It's something where you really get authentic Aussies out there. It's awesome. Do you have any funny stories from Tamworth, or any good moments that you remember?
I mean, let's see. We lived Tamworth. We got to live in a house with two other my teammates, and so I worked at like a local pub out there, which are the Southgate Inn, which was a good time. I got to see all of that, and then I don't know, just the bus trips, and I got introduced to Silly Sunday as well, which is a good time.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was a really good time.
And you took a little bit of a trip out to Brisbane as well. Was that your first? I know you guys went to Suncorp Stadium and watched a game. Was that your first ever professional rugby game live?
So yeah, we actually watched a league NRL playoff game first.
Okay,
so we watched Brisbane Broncos versus Gold Coast Titans, which is really fun to watch.
Yeah,
and then the next day, that's when Australia played South Africa. So I think that that would have been my first professional, or that was definitely first. Well, no, I watched the USA play beforehand, but one of my first opportunities to watch the international test match, and it was really good.
Had you guys ever watched? You went with your mate Sean and Taco. Did you ever watch any rugby league before that, or was that your first time ever watching rugby league before?
I mean, we just watched. Just a little bit on TV, just with the guys in Tamworth. They were really into it, but that was the first time watching it live for sure.
Yeah.
It's actually, I like it a lot better live than watching it on TV.
Yeah, it's especially the atmosphere. It's a lot better to watch live, because you just get so many. I've always known that the NRL community is a lot rowdier than the rugby union community. They go hard. Yeah. Would you ever make a code jump if you could ever learn the game? Would you ever consider playing in rugby league?
I don't think I'll ever make the jump to league. I'll be honest. There's no scrumming, and
yeah, basically you just like give them a high five and then just run away.
Yeah. No code swapping anytime soon.
And for like the overseas stint for a summer season or a full season, would you recommend that to collegiate players in America, or just players in America in general?
Oh, absolutely. I was kind of, at that time, I was like it was I think the summer before my last year at school. So I was kind of weighing the options of like getting like an internship or something, you know. And I was like, because originally when James came to me about it, I was like, oh, like I need to get an internship. You know, I can't go overseas and have a good time. But then like I was just like thinking about, it, like, man, like I'm never really gonna get the opportunity to do this again. And you know, the job's gonna come, and so I was like, all right, let's do it. And like it was just one of the most fun experiences of my life. Got to just experience, you know, one other country, really, you know, immerse yourself in the culture for like 3 months. And yeah, it was just a blast. And then I still got a job anyway after college.
Yeah.
So so it's definitely a good time. I would definitely recommend it. And also you're gonna get better at rugby as well.
Yeah.
So
And it's pretty common. It's like American, it's like a summer abroad. That's like a pretty common thing in America, isn't it?
maybe not. Like, yeah, you can do like schooling abroad, like study abroad programs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, we talked about college a little bit, and obviously we'll lead into our conversation about the Major League Rugby draft. So obviously you're a member of the San Diego Legion. You'll be getting some new blood, hopefully after this collegiate draft. But what do you think about the draft? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? What do you think about it?
I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it gives a little bit more, you know, I mean, definitely it'll help out, you know, some of the teams who are lower on the table, for sure. Because before it's kind of just like a free for all, you know, all the new graduates can kind of just get offers from everybody and kind of just go to the best. So yeah, I think it's a good step. Obviously the new graduates are gonna have to, you know, weigh, you know, if they gotta, you know, move out to a new team they get drafted for or not. So that's all up to them. But
And the eligibility laws, so it's you have to be 21 years of age, or you have to have completed 3 years in college. Some people, or I call them keyboard warriors on social media, they're saying that it shouldn't be that long, or they shouldn't have to wait that long to be eligible for the draft. They think it should be like basketball, where it's just one and done. They just do the 1 year. Do you think that 3 years is probably a reasonable request, or do you think that's too long?
Hmm. I mean, I guess, you know, if they wanted, I think it should be up to them. If they want to do, I think 3 years, I think at that point, you know, if they're going to play MLR when they're already like 19, then I think they should be able to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they should, I think, also, you know, if they're going to school to get a degree, they should also, you know,
So,
it's a good idea to get a degree.
Yeah. So you're saying you'd rather wait to put up the kind of college degree and not kind of put all your eggs in one basket and go do 1 year of college and then just go straight to MLR. It's all about thinking about the long-term future, just in case.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say so.
Okay, well, I 100% agree with that, because I think it's, at the end of the day, rugby's always going to end. Injuries happen every day. It's something that you just always got to be wary of. I think that 3 year mark is definitely something that is a reasonable request. But yeah, there's been so many guys that are sitting there just mindset of basketball, and they're just going, yeah, just let them go play at 18, 19. They can do what they want. And I was like, yeah, that'd be great, until they tear their ACL and then they've got nothing left to do anymore.
By all means, if they want to go play MLR, you know, after 1 year of college, they can just, you know, leave school and then go, you know.
Yeah.
The teams can approach them anyway. So
yeah, that's true. Okay, well, Major League Rugby, what has it been to you, especially getting that call to play for your hometown team? What was the initial feeling?
it's actually a kind of a funny story how it all came to be. So I was playing in San Francisco for the San Francisco Golden Gate Division I club, and we didn't make the playoffs. And like right after we didn't make the playoffs, I get actually a Facebook message from the backs coach, Zach Test, and he's like, "Hey, like, hey, you interested in coming down and playing for Legion?" And I'm just like, "What?" Like, just out of the blue. And then I got a call from the GM, like, "Hey, like, we want you to come down." Actually, the game I think was on a Friday, and they're like, "Hey, we want you. We'll fly you down. and we're going to get you some gear, and you're going to be on the bench for the match. Cause I think someone got hurt, like the tight head got hurt or something. Like they needed another tight on the bench.
Oh,
And I
damn.
was
So this
just
was like rapid fire. They were sitting there.
it
They were
was
like,
like, they're calling me like Wednesday, and the
yeah,
game's on Friday. And I'm just like, so like, talked to my I was working up in the Bay Area, talked to my boss, took a day off, and was like, all
yeah,
right, I flew down. Like Zach picked me up and just like drove me to the stadium, and like got all my gear and just like straight into it. Like I'm in like the team room with the guys who are just like chilling for the game. They're like, yeah, this is Nate. He's gonna be on the bench today. And like, oh my, I'm just like kind of just thrown into it. And yeah, I got in 15 minutes left in the game.
Oh man.
And did not do too well, to be honest. I think I got subbed in at a scrum. I think it went down. They called a penalty on me. So not a good start.
I mean, I think you should give yourself a little bit of credit. You had a day and a half to get ready, and then you jumped in. But man, did you have? Was it a lot of nerves, or because it was the kind of rush sense of it all? Did all the nerves kind of rush away, and you were like, "I've just got a job to do"?
I was definitely a little nervous, just kind of like being around, like kind of like there's a bunch of USA players and stuff, guys you like, see on like TV and whatnot, playing like test matches on the team. I'm just like, oh man, I'm kind of just thrown into it.
Yeah.
And I was definitely nervous, but at least that first game I was, but kind of I actually think that whole first season I was kind of just trying to like survive, really.
Yeah.
Just kind of thrown into like, just kind of like going straight from like, men's club to that level was a pretty big jump in terms of just the speed of the game and physicality. But it was a really good learning experience. Got a lot better that first year.
That's good. Yeah. And with kind of that development, obviously you guys had a pretty cracker of a season. The next season, you guys headed off to the finals. Was it the following season? Was it?
Yep. Yeah, I made it to the finals the following season. Top of the table in the regular season. So that second year was a lot better for me. I was kind of finding my groove. Came in with a better, a little bit better off season, and had an actual full preseason to get at least to get fit and get strong and whatnot. And that second season had a really good, we had Patty Ryan come over, who was really good,
beast of a player.
Absolute beast of a player. And really mentored all the we had a lot of young props, so he helped us out. And we had a really good season, kind of an unfortunate ending. But that second season, man, that was really special.
And this current season, this was your third, correct?
Yep.
How did that unfortunate ending, how did that motivate you in the off season? Was it a big impact into your off season training?
Yeah, like I took probably like maybe like a week off after we lost to just, kind of decompress. And then I was like back in the gym like the next week, like getting ready for the next season. So I took that off season pretty seriously. We kind of had like our S&C coach, like I asked him for, a program, and he was giving it to us like literally like, 2 weeks after the season ended. So I was back in the gym, and then we started running like a month afterwards. So
nice.
It was pretty much full steam ahead right after we lost.
And if you reckon that the season was to go ahead, do you guys reckon you would have taken it out this year? Obviously, with it being cancelled, but do you reckon you guys would have had a fair shot going into this season?
I think we'd have definitely a fair shot at at the Shield this season. But we definitely had a really, really strong group this, going into this one, and hopefully we'll see how it all, we'll see. We'll see how we going next season, but I don't doubt that we'll be going in strong for next one.
Nice. Yeah, I think if I was to rate probably the top three sides in kind of the MLR at the moment, it would definitely be San Diego, Seattle, and then probably I'd go New York or one of those teams. They're pretty solid competition. And I'm a bit biased being born in New York, so I had to.
Yeah.
I supported them. I supported them before you got on the team, and now it's just all San Diego all day. So there you go.
Yeah.
And do you think, as the MLR is kind of a newer league, it's still growing, but every year it's going exponentially. Every year that you're getting more support, you're getting kind of better players. With obviously you've got Martin Nonu on your team this season.
Yeah.
How was that impact in kind of the structure and the kind of squad feeling?
I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like, it was like, wow, like this, like he's here, like on the same team, you know, like
all black legend,
yeah, all black legend playing on the same field as and going and training at the same time as you and stuff, and definitely like just like seeing the way like he does things, and he's really like a true professional, like, you know, all sense. So like just kind of watching him and like seeing how he does it, and he's obviously like, you know, he's not like a, you know, huge like personality or anything. He's like really humble and stuff, and like really, you know, really good at, you know, well spoken, and you know, when he says something, like all the boys like all right, like respected and stuff, and yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Do you think that, because I've had a few mates go over or like other colleagues as well, go over and play in different MLR teams, like in Colorado and DC and a few other boys. How do you think the boys coming from overseas are they helping develop the game of the MLR a lot, or is it kind of something that it's just throwing a lot of random bits in the mix?
I think it helps it out a lot, because I mean, look at the style of play from the first season to the third season. Like, it's just way better. Yeah. You know, we watched like one of the games in the first season was on in the office like this year, and we're looking at it, we're just like, dang. Yeah. So I think it helps. I know it's kind of like, I know some people are like, oh, there's too many, you know, foreign players coming over. You kind of want to develop American rugby, but I think they need to come over and to kind of help like develop American rugby as well.
Just get it off the ground, yeah, because that's something me and a few of the boys were talking about. There was one of the guys that said, yeah, I think that they need to focus on American rugby, and I was saying I think they've been doing that the last 15 years, and it's been getting better and better every year. But until you have better competition and better people to grow the game, it's a little bit of a give and take. Yeah, we're getting overseas players over here, but look how much the game has grown. Like you said, it's getting so much better.
And not that, I mean, there are some you know, really good American players, but there's just not, you know, as much depth as other places. So bringing over the foreign players, and you know, it helps bring up kind of the skill level for all the guys who are kind of, you know, just getting up to that professional level, like guys like you know, myself. So so yeah.
And do you think the MLR has the potential to become one of the powerhouse competitions in the world?
I think if we just, you know, keep going up and keep getting guys to come over and keep you know, keep improving everything, I think, you know, it's going to be hard to beat the Super Rugbies and the you know, those leagues, but I think it definitely can make a name for itself for sure.
Yeah, I think with the amount of money that's being pumped into MLR at the moment, and I think that now that it's being funded by individual clubs and not just one person, I think that there's potential to kind of happen. Obviously, Super Rugby having so many years before MLR, I think it's still got quite a long ways, but you guys are definitely on the right track. I 100% believe that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there any team that you'd like to be added, like any city that you think would be great added to the MLR?
Any city?
Or any city you'd like to go and play at?
Trying to think. No, not really. Not off the top of my head. Can't think of. We got a pretty good, diverse group of places across the country, I think.
Yeah.
So
that's good. I think one place I'd personally like to watch is somewhere like Chicago, because they've got that what's the field called, the one with the US
Soldier Field.
Soldier Field. Yeah, that would be pretty awesome, having an MLR game opening for a USA Rugby game. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool actually. All right, Chicago.
Yeah. There you go. So speaking of USA Rugby, obviously with COVID-19, a lot of businesses are kind of being impacted quite heavily with this pandemic, and USA Rugby's kind of fallen victim of one of those and filed for bankruptcy. Do you think the MLR will see kind of a big hit from this, but because they don't really fall under the same necessary banner hit, they don't work under it, they kind of work in conjunction with USA Rugby? Do you think the MLR is going to kind of be okay?
I think the MLR will be okay, but I think it will, hurt some of the development of the USA. Everyone, all the club teams under USA Rugby and stuff. If they can't play, then guys can't develop playing for those teams and whatnot. So I think it'll be hurt in that aspect. Yeah. But hopefully after the crisis is over, the pandemic's over, then can kind of reorganize and get back rolling.
Well, okay. Well, do you have any final advice for, I guess, rugby players in the US aspiring to play professional rugby or Major League Rugby in general? Do you have any like, I guess, inspiring words for kids that are kind of trying to go down that track?
I would say, I think I was lucky in terms of kind of playing at Cal Poly first and then going up to men's club and then Legion, because I played at Cal Poly, I was able to fall in love with the game rather than focusing on high performance or making selections or whatnot. So I would say first, just fall in love with the game, have fun, really get into it. And then I think if you start having fun, you'll start playing better. And then, you'll start making selections. You'll start, making better teams and moving up the ladder. Yeah. So I guess that would be my advice, just don't necessarily focus too hard on high performance. I gotta hit these marks, gotta do this. Just kind of fall in love with the game, play, and good things will happen.
I think that's the thing that I love. The first experience of American rugby was phenomenal because it was the game against what was it? Well, first real game was Chico State versus Poly, and we played for the Archibald Cup. And knowing that after every game there's always a post match for the other team, and pretty much I was shocked because US just kills it, and they just love the game so much, and the culture here is insane that you just you're definitely going to fall in love with the game if you follow that process. So it's good to hear that you kind of think that I'd rather go love of the game first and not worry about hitting those marks and worry about the enjoyment rather than kind of just getting the high level. That's awesome. Okay, so it wouldn't be called the Bonus Point Podcast if we didn't have a bonus point question for you. So this question worked really well, but it put Charmaine on the spot last week. So I'm going to ask you, who would be in your quarantine house? You just have to choose 3 people. Can either be 15s or 7 players, but they have to be professional rugby players.
I have to say 1, I think Lou Stanfield, because she's just a legend. 2 and 3, I have to say probably the Beast and Patty Ryan. I figure I'll just keep it in the tight 5 and learn a little bit about scrumming at the same time. So.
And those are all your Legion teammates?
Not the Beast, but Patty and Lou, yeah.
Oh, yeah, not the Beast, but yeah, that would be a good nice quarantine house. All right, brother. Well, obviously from everyone here at the Bonus Point, across the San Diego Legion fan base and probably everyone across the world, we're super proud of how you've come along in your career, super proud of how you're elevating it every time and then staying on track and hopefully get that championship win next season when you guys are back.
Yeah. That's the goal.
Awesome, brother. We'll grab a beer when I come back, when you come back from your quarantine, and then we'll hopefully be able to hang out on the Central Coast and catch up.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Right. Awesome, brother. Talk to you soon. Thank you very much, Nate, Sylvia, for joining the Bonus Point Podcast.